So continuing here with the World Bible, the Viking Portable Library, back in the 30s or something is when it was first made, edited by Robert O Ballou, the Parsis, and the section is entitled From the Zendavesta, and the one of whom questions are asked. Zarathustra asked Ahura Mazda, O Ahura Mazda, the most beneficent spirit, maker of the material world, thou Holy One, what of the holy world is the strongest? Ahura Mazda answered, Our name, O Spitama Zarathustra, who are the Amesha Spentas. That is the strongest part of the holy word. Then Zarathustra said, Reveal unto me that name of thine, O Ahura Mazda. Ahura Mazda replied unto him, My name is the one of whom questions are asked, O holy Zarathustra. My second name is Herd-giver, my third name is Strong One, my fourth name is Perfect Holiness. My fifth name is All Good Things created by Mazda, the offspring of the holy principle. My sixth name is Understanding. My seventh name is the one with understanding. My eighth name is Knowledge. My ninth name is the one with knowledge. My 10th name is Wheel. It can, there's 101 somewhere, but one of these is Chisti. I'd prefer if there was but I don't know, Vesta.org. I've read everything on their page, I think, is where to go for that. The seventh name is the one with understanding. The eighth name is knowledge. My ninth name is one with knowledge. My 10th name is wheel. My 11th name is he who produces wheel. My 12th name is Ahura, the Lord. My 13th name is the most beneficent. My 14th name is he in whom there is no harm. My 15th name is the unconquerable one. My 16th name is he who makes the true account. My 17th name is the all-seeing one. My 18th name is the healing one. My 19th name is the creator. My 20th name is Mazda, the all-knowing one. Worship me, O Zarathustra, by day and by night with offerings of libations well accepted. I will come unto thee for help and joy. I, Ahura Mazda, the good holy Sraosha, will come unto thee for help and joy. The waters, the plants, and the fravashis of the holy ones will come unto thee for help and joy. So God being omnipresent, of course, we're the ones that come, but the approach, it's a way of speaking. Anyways, the fatherhood of God. Well, let's see about that one. Yea, I will speak forth. Hear now listen, ye who from far. Ye who from near, and ye who from afar have come seeking the knowledge. Now ponder ye clearly all that concerns him. Not for a second time shall the false teacher slay our life of the mind or the body. The wicked is hemmed in with his faith and his tongue. Yea, I will declare for him whose blessings the offerers will seek for, those who are living now as well as those who have lived aforetime, as will they who also are coming hereafter. Yea, even the souls of the righteous will desire them in the eternal immortality. Those things they will desire which are blessings to the righteous, but woes to the wicked. And these hath Ahura Mazda established through his kingdom. He, the creator of all. Him and our hymns of homage and of praise would I faithfully serve. Mazdayassian, the songs are for God, the poems and all that. For now with mine eyes I see him clearly, Lord of the good spirit of word and action, I, knowing through my righteousness him who is Ahura Mazda, and to him not here alone, but in his home of song his praise we shall hear. Yea, him With our better mind we seek to honor, who desiring good shall come to us to bless in weal and sorrow. May he, Ahura Mazda, make us vigorous through Kshatra's royal power, our flock and men in thrift to further from the good support and bearing of his good mind itself, born in us by his righteousness. Him would we magnify and praise who hath despised the Davas, gods, and alien men. Dava, demons, and alien men. Them who before held him in their derision, far different are these from him who gave him honor. This latter one is though the Shao-Shant's bounteous faith, who likewise is the Lord of saving power, a friend, a brother, or father to us, Mazda, Lord. Okay, no, so it's the Messiah that's the father figure, but people with father issues, particularly those who have projected them upon deity, are gonna, start saying, oh, it just sounds like a father. No, God's not saying he's a father. The Mazda-Yasnian Confession. I drive the Davas hence. I confess as a Mazda worshipper of the Order of Zarathustra, estranged from the Davas, devoted to the lore of the Lord, a praiser of the bountiful immortals, and to Ahura Mazda, the good and endowed with good possessions, I attribute all things good to the Holy One, the resplendent to the glorious, who are all things whatsoever which are good, whose is the kind, the living creatures, who is in material bodies, whose is the Asha, the righteous order, pervading all things pure, whose are the stars, and whose lights the glorious beings and objects are clothed, and I choose piety, the bounteous and the good, mine shall be, and therefore I loudly depreciate all robbery and violence against the sacred kind, and all drought to the wasting of the Mazda-Yasnian villages, to that religious sanctity to which the waters appertain do I belong, to that sanctity to which the plants, to that sanctity in which the kind of blessed gifts, to that religious sanctity which Ahura Mazda, who made both kind and holy men, belongs. To that sanctity do I, of the creed which Zarathustra held, which I, Kavi Vishtaspa, and those two, Frashaostra and Gamaspa, yea, of that religious faith, which every Shao-Shant who shall come to save us, the holy ones who do the deeds of righteous significance, of that creed and of that lore am I, a Mazda worshipper. I am a Zarathustra's order. So do I confess as the praiser and comforter, and I therefore praise aloud the well-thought thought, the word well spoken, and the deed well done. The earth is the next section of this. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, which is the first place where the earth feels most happy? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place whereon one of the faithful steps forward, O Spitama Zarathustra, lifting up his voice in good accord with religion and beseeching Mithra, the lord of the rolling countryside, and Rama Havashtra, so the worship of the elemental forces and the various angels and all that started to come back, and they inserted it back in the text. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, which is the second place where the earth feels most happy? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place whereon one of the faithful erects a house, with the priest within, with cattle, with a wife, with children and good herds within, and wherein afterwards the cattle continue to thrive, virtue to thrive, fodder to thrive, the dog to thrive, the wife to thrive, the child to thrive, the fire to thrive, and every blessing of life to thrive. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, which is the third palace wherein the earth feels most happy. Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place where one of the faithful sows most corn, grass, and fruit, O Spitama Zarathustra, wherein he waters ground that is dry, or drains ground that is too wet. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One. Which is the fourth place where the earth feels most happy? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place where there is most increase of flocks and herds. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, which is the fifth place where the earth feels most happy? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place where flocks and herds yield most dung. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, which is the first place where the earth feels sorest grief? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the neck of Aramzura, whereon the host of fiends rush forth from the burrow of the Droog. O maker of the material world. I think Droog is the Avestan. Zendavesta. They thought the language was called Zend for some reason, instead of Avestan. But there was changes when the tradition got put into Persian and such, and Pahlavi and such. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, which is the second place where the earth feels sorest grief? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place whereon most corpses of dogs and of men lie buried. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, which is the third place wherein the earth feels sorest grief? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place whereon stand most of those dakmas on which the corpses of men are deposited. The Dakma of Angora Manu is one of the new satanic groups. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, which is the fourth place where the earth feels sorest grief? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place wherein are most burrows of the creatures of Angra Mainyu. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, which is the fifth place which the earth feels sorest grief? Ahura Mazda answered, it is the place whereon the wife and children of one of the faithful, O Spitma Zarathustra, are driven along the way of captivity, the dry, the dusty way, and lift up a voice of wailing. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, who is the first that rejoices the earth with greatest joy? Ahura Mazda answered, it is he who digs out of it the most corpses of dogs and men. What are we to think of the several million that have been displaced in this war that have died? Going back and forth. Well, maybe it's not. There's 15 million dead as a result of this war of terrorism, but I know of at least 5 million that are because, these people fled their homes and, countryside and whatnot, and, most of them died in a lot of areas. Afghanistan's lost half its populations, thereabouts, which is apparently ignored. Anyways, so that would be what the fifth place, the fifth worst place in the world. Okay, maybe the place the earth is the most sorrowful about. That would make more sense. O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, who is the second that rejoices in the earth with the greatest joy? Ahura Mazda answered, "It is he who pulls down most of the dogmas on which the corpses of men are deposited. Let no man alone by himself carry a corpse. If a man alone by himself carry a corpse, the Nasu rushes upon him. This Druge Nasu falls upon and stains him even to the end of the nails, and he is unclean thenceforth forever and ever." Yeah, a professional priesthood who didn't want to take part in that, probably brought that sort of thing in. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, what shall be the place of that man who has carried a corpse alone? Ahura Mazda answered, "It shall be the place on this earth wherein is least water and fewest plants, whereof the ground is cleanest and the driest, and the least passed through by flocks and herds, by the fire of Ahura Mazda, by the consecrated bundles of Barasma, and by the faithful. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, who is the third that rejoices the earth with the greatest joy?" Ahura Mazda answered, "It is he who fills up most burrows of the creatures of Engramenyu. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, who is the fourth that rejoices the earth with the greatest joy?" Ahura Mazda answered, "It is he who sows most corn, grass, and fruit. O Spitama Zarathustra, who waters the ground that is dry, or drains ground that is too wet. Unhappy is the land that has long lain unsown with seed of the sower, and wants a good husbandman, like a well-shapen maiden, who has long gone childless and wants a good husband. He who would till the earth, O Spitama Zarathustra, with the left arm and the right, and with the right arm and the left, unto him will she bring forth plenty of fruit, even as it were a lover sleeping with his bride on her bed. The bride will bring forth children. The earth will bring forth something. I gotta turn the page. Plenty of fruit. He who would till the earth, O Spitama Zarathustra, with the left arm and the right, with the right arm and the left, unto him thus says the earth, O thou man, who dost till me with thy left arm and the right arm and with the right arm and the left, here shall I ever go on bearing, bringing forth all manner of food, bringing corn first to thee. Kernels. It's not saying that they had corn. He who does not till the earth, O Spitama Zarathustra, with the left arm and the right, with the right arm and the left, unto him thus says the earth, O thou man, who dost not till me with the left arm and the right, with the right arm and the left, ever shall thou stand at the door of the stranger, among those who beg for bread. The refuse and the crumbs of the bread are brought unto thee, brought by those who have profusion of wealth. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, what is the food that fills the religion of Mazda? Ahura Mazda answered, "It is sowing corn again and again." Again, kernels like of grain, not corn, is what he would have known. O Spitama Zarathustra, he who sows corn sows righteousness. He makes the religion of Mazda walk. He suckles the religion of Mazda, as well as he could do with 100 man's feet, with 1,000 women's breasts, with 10,000 sacrificial formulas. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, who is the fifth that rejoices the earth with greatest joy. Ahura Mazda answered, "It is he who kindly and piously gives to one of the faithful, who tills the earth. Reward of the faithful. O maker of the material world, thou holy one, where are the rewards given? Where does the rewarding take place? Where is the rewarding fulfilled? Where too do men come to take reward that during their life in the material world they have won for their souls. Ahura Mazda answered, when the man is dead, when his time is over, then the wicked, evil-doing Davas cut off his eyesight on the third night, when the dawn appears and brightens up, when Mithra, the god with beautiful weapons, the angel probably, reaches the all-happy mountains, and the sun is rising. Then the fiend named Viz-Aresha, O Spitama Zarathustra, carries off in bonds in the souls of the wicked Dava worshippers. Dava Yasnas. Davas Yasnas. Who live in sin. The soul enters the way made by time and open both to the wicked and to the righteous. At the head of the Chinvad bridge, the holy bridge made by Mazda, they ask for their spirits and souls, the reward for the worldly goods which they give way here below. Then comes the beautiful, well-shapen, strong, and well-formed maid, with the dogs at her sides, one who can distinguish, who has many children, happy and of high understanding. She makes the soul of the righteous one go up above the Harabarazite, above the Chinvat bridge. She places it in the presence of the heavenly gods themselves, the heavenly angels themselves. I'm sure they like to project the presence of angels as gods, these Westerners. Because, well, in India, a lot of the Devis or Ahuras or Yazatas or were worshipped. Up rises Vohumanu from his golden seat. Vohumanu exclaims, the good mind. This is Gabriel. How hast thou come to us, thou Holy One, from the decaying world into this undecaying one? Gladly pass the souls of the righteous to the golden seat of Ahura Mazda, to the golden seat of Ameshaspentas, to the Goran Manem, the abode of Ahura Mazda, the abode of the Ameshaspentas, the abode of all other holy beings. Okay, holy being, different